Welcome, everybody. My name's Tony, like she said. I was born in Italy, and basically my testimony is about fatherhood, something that I didn't really get to experience in the beginning. My father lost his life in the line of duty. He was a police officer back home in Italy, so I can't even put a face to him. So that was pretty rough. Because I don't know. We all need a father, especially a little boy, someone to look up to, someone to guide you, teach you things, And as my life went on, my mother met my stepfather, who was already living in Canada. That's, I guess, how the Lord brought me to North America and placed me here at this point. And I had all these hopes and dreams. All these promises were made to me, and as it turned out, my stepfather wasn't the person I had pictured to be. It was a little rough around the edges. He was verbally abusive, physically, mentally. I took some beatings, and what came out of that was a really angry young man. And I took that with me, unfortunately, to school, to the streets, the bars. I cleaned out some places, and I'm not proud of it. I only knew how to communicate with these, and I could compare it to a dog. You tie him to a fence and beat him, he's going to be vicious, and then who do you blame? The owner? But we're not like dogs. We take that with us. It became my problem, and that's pretty much it. I had a really rough upbringing. Even my teen years were violent. I got into drugs and other things, and I just didn't know how to communicate any other way other than my hands. And fortunately, before I go too far, what happened is, with my father, things were always up and down. I was kicked out of the home at 16 years old, so I was never really around. And even as I became an adult, I bought my own house, and I was living in what I thought was a normal life, but it wasn't. And I got into it with him even in my adult years. The very last time I got into it with him was almost came to blows. And my mother, God bless her, just to protect me, told me to leave and not to come back. So I actually went missing for about 3 years. I didn't even speak to my mother, and I had a great relationship with her. So that was really hard for me. And during that time that I went missing, and I just wanted nothing to do with my family, I met Pastor Vince. I'm sure you all know Pastor Vince. God bless him and his family. And the Lord used him to minister to me and to bring me home to Christ. And I saw in him something I never experienced before. I've worked construction. Like I said, I've been in the bar fights and street fights, and all I knew was violence. And here I am working with this guy, and no matter what went wrong, the dude never swore. He never got mad. He never yelled. And I was like, who is this guy? And it's attractive. I'm like, wait a minute. I want some of that. Why do I always have to smash things over little things? You know what I mean? And as the years went on, he introduced me to the camp, and I met Dr. Russ and Pastor Maeve, and a lot of wonderful things happened. And one thing that sticks in my mind the most is they were having a night of prophecy, and he prophesied over me that the Lord would use me to shed some light in the dark places in my family, and to bring peace and to reunite the family somehow. And I was like, I believe. I sort of believed, but I was doubtful too, because I was a very young Christian at the time, and I was like, sure, whatever. I had a bit of an attitude about it. But and that was I believe it was in August of that summer. I don't recall the summer. It was one of the summer camps. And sure enough, some time had gone by, and I wanted to, I was missing my mom especially. I had a great relationship with her, and being Italian, hey, mama, I got to talk to mama. I need some of that yummy food too, right? And so I don't know what did it, but I summed up the courage, and I didn't want to do it, I'll admit. And I was like, Easter's coming around, so it was prophesied over me in August. So April rolls around, and That's our Easter. And I was like, I got to call Mom. I got to call Mom. Something was stirring me. I got to at least say Happy Easter. So I phoned, and I was also praying at the same time that she would answer the phone, and as God would have it, she didn't. He answered. And the Iceman, I forgot to tell you, I had nicknamed him the Iceman because he was always so cold to me. And he said, hello. I said, is Mom there? I didn't even say hello. I was like, is Mom there? With a bit of an attitude, He's like, Tony? I'm like, yeah, is Mom there? Tony. I'm like, listen, man, is Mom there or not? Tony, you got to come home, son. We love you. I love you. And he started weeping like a baby. I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know, but I felt something through that phone. I even had to take it off my ear and say, check the number. Did I call the right place? The dude called me son. I haven't heard that. I never heard that from him. And it was just awesome. It was just awesome. Ever since he welcomed me home. We had Easter together, and ever since that Easter, he just wants to spend time with me. We watch soccer games together. We talk about things we're both interested in, and the man loves me. And it was through the Lord, and yeah, it's just amazing. And I just want to close this with this. I learned 3 things through this. First of all, forgiveness truly is a key, and it'll unlock all those chains. All those chains I've been dragging around for all those years. It's taken on their burdens. Even when they got into it, it was, I took it upon myself. 2 is obviously honor your father and your mother, no matter what. And I've done that, and things have gotten better since. And last but not least, I was searching for a father all these years. And now I realize I'm the son of a king. Amen. Thank you.